Hey everyone, Jason Przekurat down here at the Ranger plant. Actually, we're on Bull Shoals Lake and we want to show you the brand new, for this year, the 622 FS Pro model. Brand new boat, biggest boat we've ever made in the multi-species. This is 22 feet 10 inches long. Rated for a 400 horsepower motor. I'm going to walk you through the front half of the boat, and then my good friend Korey Sprengel is going to walk you through the back half of the boat and show you all the new features that are on this new 622. Starting at the bow, of course, we can run just about any trolling motor up here that you want. Some of the new things, of course, is very clean look. It is all wired through the bow, so you don't have a lot of wires hanging out the front. Keeps it nice and clean and neat. So everything looks very fit and finished, as Rangers always do. Here you see a 12-inch flush mounted unit. Now that's one of the first things I noticed was you can put a big graph flush mounted, nice and clean. Everything is good and clean up here. We have the main switches for our accessories, our live wells, our lights, motors trimmed up and down. As we walk back further here, another new feature for this year is a lid recessed foot pedal. So basically, if you're running an Altera or an Altrex, excuse me, the Altera, it's always like, where do you put this foot pedal? When you're on the road, when you're driving around, you don't want the foot pedal banging around. You can actually put it in this compartment and it can actually get covered and put away, so it's not going to be bouncing around. If you're running an Altrex with the bigger foot pedal, this lid can be removed and your Altrex foot pedal can just sit in there as normal. So it covers both worlds. Really cool feature. As we walk back here, we'll see two compartments on each side. Very large front deck on this boat, so the storage is very big. These are non-carpeted compartments. They're all fiberglassed in, so it's nice, clean, fit and finish. We have the ventilation system in here, as we have in the past, where you just flip a switch. All the compartments in the front get ventilated. You have no dry or no wet rods, no wet clothes. So everything is nice and clean and dry. Of course, on the other side, a big, huge compartment again, life jackets, whatever you want to put in there. Very nice feature. The biggest thing I noticed when I got into the new front deck of this 622, as we look up here, we store rods across the front deck, and we have rod tubes in the console, so we can put our rod tips up in there. In the past, we only had them on the driver's side. This year we have them on both sides, so the passenger side can have its own rods and the driver's side, so that's a really cool thing. Two more compartments up here. We have a bait well / smaller live well up on the driver's side. Our cooler's on the passenger side. Got lights in there. It's drained, strong arm, so you can see the lids stay up on their own. Keep your live bait or your smaller fish in there. Then we'll get into the actual rod locker itself. This thing is humongous. First time I flipped up this lid, I was really impressed. 9.5 foot rods can go up in there. That is gigantic. So you can pretty much take all your trolling rods and you don't have to break them down. You can put them in there. And then, of course, another feature on this new 622, to get up to the front deck, we have another step up. So it makes it a lot easier to walk up to the front, but it also serves another purpose. It's a cooler / storage. You can put your night crawlers in there for easy access, your drinks, even throw your hat in there when you're running if you want to. So really cool feature that we asked for, and there it is. So that's the front half of the boat. I'll give it off to Korey and he can tell you about the back half.
Hey everyone, Korey Sprengel here. As we move to the back of the boat here in this 622, the biggest feature I'm really impressed with this whole boat itself, obviously everything is big, but what else is big is this command center. First off, we'll start here is with the electronics that are flush mounted. I mean, this is a 16-inch graph that is flush mounted, nice and clean into the dash here. But one really cool feature that has really changed with a lot of these boats is this new Ranger ride system. Now what this is a touchscreen unit itself that basically controls everything on this boat. And I'm talking your lights, your live wells, your bait wells. It's got a speedometer on it. It's interfaced with your motor, giving you your tach, how many how much voltage you have, gas, you know, everything that could be controlled on this boat. This Ranger Ride touchscreen unit can do that. And so it's a really cool feature that just cleans up everything. We don't have a ton of gauges anymore, a bunch of switches. It's all a touchscreen unit that is very easy to use and keeps everything real clean. One thing you're going to notice with the dash is there's not any plastic anymore. Everything is this vinyl wrapped. It's going to be a lot quieter. It almost has that automotive look and finish to it. But everything is, the whole point of this boat was everything to look real clean, like I said, without all those gauges. Next thing, we'll move down here. Another cool feature is we have this wireless phone charger. You can slap your iPhone in there. You can charge it up when you need it. It's one of those real simple, but yet one of those necessities that you need, you know, on a full day on the water. As we move under the console here, we have another compartment under the deck here where your feet would go. This flips down. We got another compartment storage down there, rain gear, life jackets, whatever it may be. So as we move over to the passenger side here, one thing I was a big proponent on is just having a lot of room. You know, when you sit down on the passenger side here, you see we have a ton of storage. We have a massive glove box right in front of us here. You know, obviously cell phones, gloves, hats, whatever it may be. It seems like I always end up filling this with a bunch of random things. But not only do we have one, we have two. We have another smaller compartment over here for, again, whatever it may be. Little compartment here, cell phone as well for easy access. But now as we move below this console on this passenger side, one thing that's going to come standard is, believe it or not, a 5-gallon bucket. Now this is, to me, actually I'm super happy with, because we're always looking for somewhere to throw our garbage. If it's you know, if it's extra line that we had to tangle with, or extra plastics that, you know, it used up, this 5-gallon bucket easily comes in and out of here at the end of the day to throw it out. We're no longer throwing it in a bait well or in our cooler for that matter, but it gives us an easy storage. There is an option to remove the bucket and have another storage like we do on the driver's side, and so it's not something you have to have, but it is a great feature that I feel is actually a necessity. In this model here, we do have the walk-through windshield, so we can close it. Is the option for the plexiglass windshields as well. Moving over along the side here, we do have our rod storage that is recessed. Rod tips it here along the side. The butts go in the back as well. But you can see this vinyl interior is throughout the whole boat. There's not a lot of plastics, and what I believe this is also going to do is really quiet down the overall performance of the boat. You're not going to have a lot of rattling and clanking around when you're bouncing through waves. That soft vinyl is really going to cushion everything and really dampen a lot of the sounds. You can see we have the two seats in the back that are removable, but one really new feature, even on the 21, but throughout a lot of the new boats here in the 600 series, is we open this compartment and you can see a massive area of Plano boxes. What we have in here right now is there's actually 17 Planos in here, 3700s. There is room for a few more, but they made this basically modular for those 3700 size Planos. There's no carpet in here. These are all gel coated boxes. Both sides are the same. So you're talking upwards of almost 40 boxes of Planos just in these two side compartments. So we have just a ton of storage. As we move to the back, once again, everything is gel coated. Nice clean finish here in the back. You know, nice and neat. Gel coated boxes as well. Slide through the back. You know, we have our same live well we were familiar with the 600 series, you know, massive live well. We got our little tray here for our cull clips, you know, pliers, whatever it may be. Throughout the whole boat, and that's one thing I'm super happy with that Ranger has kept, is tool holders. Multiple pliers holders on both sides of the live well. We have one in front of both boxes here on both sides. And so it's just another one of those things where it doesn't matter where we catch that fish or where we set that fish down, we always have access. Same thing on this side is another, you know, gel coated box, waterproof storage here. We have our switch for turning our power off and on, jump starting if we need to. But moving to the back of the boat here, you know, just cleaned everything up. You know, we have a nice handle here for getting in and out of the ladder. You know, this boat is rated for a 400 on the back of this 22. I mean, so you're talking this massive boat, but it is also matched with the horsepower that you need to get this boat really moving. But that power, a lot of people might think is overkill. But when you're talking the Great Lakes and big waves and big water, you need all that power to really power through those big waves a lot of times. And so this boat is matched with everything I believe it needs for this massive boat. So just like our other 600 series, we have the non-skid floor here. It's very easy to keep clean, pressure wash. Snap-in carpet is an option as well. But also on the floor here, we have our recessed battery storage here. Also with the onboard charger in here, just keeps that lower center of gravity, keeps the batteries out of our storage compartments, and just keeps the boat nice and clean for all our storage needs. Along here on the back, you know, you see this boat is mounted with a kicker on one side and a power pole on the other, but just everything is kept, you know, nice and clean. You can see on this kicker here, it actually has the remote handle on it up by the console. And along with the Ranger Ride touchscreen unit like I talked about, you're also going to be able to control features like your kicker. You're going to be able to basically trim your kicker up and down with this touchscreen unit as well. So this monitor here, literally like I talked about, controls everything in the boat, including things like the kicker. This 622 Fisherman Series boat, I mean, it is a huge package. It's, you know, obviously the biggest boat that we have in this lineup. And after you wrap all these features in, it really becomes a great fishable sized boat for those big bodies of water. Great Lakes, no matter if you're a smallmouth fisherman, walleyes, muskies, even salmon fishermen, this boat has everything you may need for those big water occasions.